Hello, my name's Owen and welcome to the JOL Wedding podcast. Join myself and my co-host Caroline as we bring you all the inspiration and advice you need whilst planning your wedding. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the JOL Wedding podcast. Today's a bit more of a special one because we have it is special because we have another special guest, which is PixbyVix.
Hi.
How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
How's your year been?
Yeah, it's been good. Yeah, it's been manic, hasn't it?
Yeah,
It's just...
so Vix, obviously you can tell by the title, PixbyVix, you're another photographer.
I am
So
another
it's nice
photographer.
actually having another photographer here because we were just saying off camera before, we never get to see other photographers apart from, wedding fairs or anything like that. So, and of course, obviously we're in socials, we do, but actually sitting down and having a coffee, we never do
It's
it.
just nice, isn't it? Like, and I remember when I did a wedding with Owen, and he was like,
Yeah,
"You and my mum will get on so well."
literally.
So will I.
Both can talk for England.
And Scotland and Wales.
And Scotland and Wales, which
And have a little bit of a potty mouth.
I'm not too bad. But yes.
Yeah, it's when you get to talk about weddings that you've both done. You can compare them and you just bond through that way, which is really, really nice. And then that's the same for me. I don't get to see many videographers much either.
And I think it's nice when you're working by yourself. Like, I know you guys are all, you've
We're
got
family,
your...
though, aren't we?
exactly.
We see each other every day.
Exactly. So, and it's different. And you don't talk about work. Like, I used to work at the water company with my husband, and I'd be like, no water talk at home. It's not happening. But, like, it's nice to meet other people and have, like... It's like intervention, isn't it, really?
What kind of water talk are you having? Oh, that tap needs fixing in the bath.
no, it's more like, that leak, they owe loads of money. So, because I was on the debt side and he was on the leak side.
Okay.
So I'd be like, don't fix it until we got the money.
See, it's hard for us to not have any work talk because it's literally...
We have little bits and bobs, don't we?
We do. I know, since we, on a wedding, going to a wedding, we have a brief going to the wedding, so we know what everyone's doing and what time things are running out, and even after the wedding then we have another debrief to go.
We're recapping the
Yeah,
wedding.
That's like us. When I work with Owen, I message him and I'll be like, right, have you got the itinerary? Because sometimes I get sent the itinerary and you don't. Yeah. Or sometimes we get sent different itineraries. So it's good to
because I know...
Can we compare them?
Yeah, because you obviously... Me and Vix have worked together for about, two, three, 4 times?
Three times,
Obviously we get to work together because you're a photographer and I'm a videographer, 2 photographers. Very rarely you'll work together.
Though. Like, we were just chatting before and it was so organic, and we've just chatted about everything, haven't we? We talked about dogs, weddings, baby shoots, everything. Yeah. And it's nice to be able to understand, like, that it's not just me. If something happens, like, it's not just you, and that we all get the same thing. And because you just see the best of everything on Instagram, it's quite nice to be able to be like, oh, okay, it does happen to them. Because I've got a group of photographer friends who I do voice note when something, doesn't quite go to plan, or you have a, bad day. Because we all have bad days. Even the people, celebrities have bad days. Everyone has a bad day. Yeah. It's just nice to be able to understand and see that other people have bad days too. Yeah. Not in a, haha, you've had a bad day, but in a, oh my God, I'm normal.
Yeah.
But talk right now. The whole point of today's, we don't want to just talk about, again, just photography, because we've done one on photographer with Abby. So we want to move away, obviously, a little bit away from photography as such as for weddings.
Yeah, because
we hear more today about empowering women.
Yeah, we've worked together quite a few times, so I've seen so many different photographers now. Completely the way you work on a wedding day, I absolutely love it.
Thanks, Owen. I like how you work too.
Yeah, it's a very natural way of doing it. So people say, "Oh, I don't want any big posy kind of photos and things like that." Well, you're going to be posed to some extent.
The difference is prompts and pose, isn't it? And I think prompting people and asking people to do certain things so you can capture it is not posed. Posed is a static way of being, isn't it? Yeah. Being posed is static. This is posed, like, it's static.
Can you look this way? Can you look that way?
Whereas prompting people to, you know, like I know you use, because I've listened to your podcast, like the sniff.
Yeah.
Like I use it. Sniff. Yeah, I'm like sniff so and so's hair. Do you know what I mean? Like give it a good whiff.
Yeah.
But that always gives a good. It's not the initial sniffing that you capture. Yeah. It's the aftermath.
It's the reaction
and the reaction and you know that sort of memory in between.
Yeah.
And I think that's a difference with how you know how I work, and my thing is I want you to be as comfortable as possible, and I want you to just be who you are. So if you're not lovey-dovey cutchy people, like I'm not going to make you do that. So I think it's just about
doing something organically.
Yeah, doing it organically, and it's like on a wedding day. I know sometimes that I do stuff a little bit differently. I'm more relaxed and more I do step back, even though I talk to every single person at that wedding.
Yeah, literally.
I do step back a lot, and I'm like, I don't need people to come up to me and say, "Oh, can you take a photo of this? Can you do that? Can you do this?"
Yeah.
Like, you know, just let me flow.
Yeah.
And it's the same with empowerment. From like a lot of couples that come to me are people that are really, really, really self-conscious.
Yeah.
Like as much as you look on my Instagram or whatever, and they all look very confident. A lot of the people suffer a lot with anxiety and don't like themselves, and you know have that trauma. And throughout my business journey, I've really like found a real love, because I've always had people come up to me and go, how are you so confident?
Yeah.
Like, how are you so confident? Like, you can just go out and you just wear what you want and you just be who you want and you just talk. That's because I just don't have a second thought. Not in a... Sometimes it's detrimental. Sometimes it doesn't go quite to plan. But you take me with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
I don't say anything... Like, I wouldn't say anything that meant any harm.
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite sporadic and I just, you know, go with it. And I have suffered a lot with, I didn't like how I looked. And I went through I had a child quite young, I was 22. And I didn't like how I looked, and I lost a lot of weight on Slimming World. And I lost a lot of weight on Slimming World with the best intentions.
Yeah.
It ended up that I was not eating. I was just smoking 20 fags a day, drinking black coffee. I still drink black coffee. It's one thing I can't get rid of.
Yeah.
But I'd get up in the morning and have we'd go out. So we lived in a house share with my daughter at the time. And we'd go outside and she put her little wellies on. She had these ladybird wellies. And she put her little wellies on. And we'd go outside and she'd be like, just play outside. And we had an outside toilet. So I'd go to the toilet, have my coffee and have a fag. And I didn't realise how much that every time we had breakfast, I'd go outside, have a fag and have a coffee. And it just came a lot. And then my husband did turn to me and say, look, babe, I'm not being funny. You're 9 stone now. Like, you're very thin. You look like a little boy. And it kind of, I went, oh my God. And he just said, just come on. So then I got into eating it. Like I, then got back to eating whatever. And then I found the gym, and then I, found a lot of health with just exercise. And not exercising because I want to change how I look, exercising because I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I've always suffered. I've never liked how I look as a teenager. The reason why I'm covered in tattoos, I don't like my arms. So I thought, well, I'll decorate them because then I'll get them out rather than hiding them all the time. And I think a lot of that has come from me going, I don't like how I look. And then it changed. Probably when I had Freya, when I started to become more healthy, and I want a gym membership, and I still go.
Oh,
I do PT once a week with the same guy, Charlie. I love him to bits. When I hit about, I think Freya was about 3, and I joined the gym and I started going to the gym, and we just have a really nice time. I do it with my sister-in-law. And we talk about, just general stuff. We talk about takeaways, holidays, and we just go once a week and we enjoy it. And it kind of switched something in me that I stopped talking about myself negatively when Freya started to listen.
Yeah.
because now she's 11 and, you know, she's the most confident child. She loves how she looks and, you know, she embraces it. But I stopped telling myself in the mirror, I don't like how I look fat or anything like that. I don't do it, even if I think it in my head.
We got a squeaker.
We got a squeaker.
Henry's here with a squeaker.
Even if I think it in my head, I don't say it out loud, verbalise it. I cancel it. I go, oh, I don't like, rather than going, oh, I look fat in this dress, I go, I don't like how this looks on me today. Yeah. I'm going to get changed.
Yeah.
I'm going to get changed.
Well, I think we're finding more and more, I won't say just females, this is happening to a lot more males as well. A lot more people now going, oh, I hate the way I look. I hate the way I look. And I don't like the way I look in photos. I hate certain parts of my body. I hate my nose. I hate my arms. I hate my midriff because they've had babies before. Obviously, maybe second marriage, or they've had babies before they got married. And you can see my mum tum and everything like this.
I think
now for us, when you've got people with insecurities for whatever reason, and you've got that perfect look on Instagram because they're filtered and over-filtered and filtered again and filtered again, and you are so far away from what they look like, it's putting such a pressure on people to the way they look. And now
100%,
it's mental health now for
and
women.
I think it started with the internet, so the 90s, so the magazines, the whole culture of, you know, Bridget Jones, all that culture of Bridget Jones was fat. No, she wasn't. She was smaller than me. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was size 12. Like, she's not fat.
Below average size.
And I think it all started then with the opening.
Oh, we've got a barker as well. It's all right. It's probably the mailman.
we got some posts.
We got some posts.
And I think that's when it all started, like, OK magazine, all that, not OK, like, you know, Heat magazine and all that sort of thing came in, and it was a lot of, you know, hateful.
The press negatively looking at a girl and going, oh my God, she's really fat.
And that's when it started. And then in the early 2000s, it then started with the teen magazines bringing it in. Yeah. You know, the teen magazines. Yeah. And, you know, the 90s was rife for, you know, cocaine diets and, you know, cornflakes. Cornflake diets, baby food diets, all that sort of thing, you know. And I think like nothing tastes better than being thin, all that jazz. Yeah. And
who said that? Someone said that. Kate Moss.
Yeah, exactly. And you know, Kate Moss she's not the healthiest of girls. We love her, but and I think that's how it all started. And then obviously as it's developed, it's gotten worse and worse and worse, especially now with social media. Instagram isn't what it was 10 years ago.
Yeah, completely agree.
And then, you know, all this sort of thing. And I think for me, it changed when I started realising that actually all I'd heard growing, like I started to realise that people go, I don't like my photo taken. All them people, all them women that I looked up to, you know, aunties, uncles, my nan, who I love dearly. Oh, don't take my photo, which I never ever do. Yeah. I never do in front of my child. Take my photo, I don't care. If I'm wearing, you know, nothing, or if I'm wearing pants or whatever, take my photo, I don't care.
My roughest day ever.
Exactly.
Whatever.
And I think from there, it kind of, I then started to just really find myself, and really embrace myself, because I've always been that little weird emo kid anyway. But it was finally at the point where I just went, oh, do you know what? It doesn't matter. Like, I will wear what I want and I'll be how I want. Yeah. And that's what my journey into my empowerment started. And then I started to like, when I started my photography business, I was like, oh, I'm doing family shoots and I don't really enjoy them. Like, it's not for me.
It's quite standard.
Yeah. Like, I'm not a mumsy mum. Like, I get why people have family shoots. I have family shoots. Like, but I'm not a mumsy mum. And I was finding I was doing the same thing and I just wasn't enjoying. I didn't hate it. No, it wasn't a spark.
You weren't fulfilling what you think you wanted to
do.
And
then I started to realise that actually I started doing self-portraits of myself and I was like, I really enjoy this. But they were to the point they weren't, you know, boudoir. They're more of a fine art, like embracing myself type of vibe.
Yeah.
You know, I love boudoir. You know, if you want a boudoir-esque shoot, I will do a boudoir-esque shoot. But empowerment isn't predominantly boudoir.
No.
It's about finding yourself. It's not about getting naked. It's not about wearing, you know, underwear. It's about if you come in your favourite outfits. You know, I've photographed people just come in jeans and t-shirt and that's how they feel good. I've photographed people that have come in. I had an empowerment shoot who bought their wedding dress because they didn't have professional photos at their wedding because they were struggling, but they got married. And they were like, I really love my dress and I love how it feels on me. So they brought it along.
I think that's the bottom line though. A bride wants to feel like $1 million on her wedding day. And a groom wants to feel $1 million on his wedding day as well. So I think that going into your story as well.
Also, you've got that stereotype. This is how you should look on your wedding day.
Not what do you want to look like.
Yes.
Yeah, you should look
like this.
So a lot of the time, like a lot of my brides actually do book an empowerment shoot before their day anyway.
It's good.
And a lot of my work has actually come off the back of me doing an empowerment shoot and then them getting married later on. And they come to it and then we chat and I always just say, you know, if you don't normally have a spray tan, don't have a spray tan for your empowerment shoot. If you don't normally wear makeup, don't wear makeup for your empowerment shoot. If you normally have your hair down, just wear your hair like that. Don't curl it. Don't do all this stuff. Don't change just for a photo shoot. And it's the same for your wedding day. If you don't wear makeup, don't wear makeup. Like if it's not your thing, you know, if you get lash extensions every week, crack on, get them. If you don't normally get them, don't do it just for your wedding because it's little things like that. You'll look back at and go, oh, why did I do that? I don't look like myself.
Yeah, it takes it away from, you're not actually seeing you.
Yes.
You're seeing someone else all dolled up for a very, very special day. It takes away from yourself.
We were talking to Nat, the makeup artist in Series 1, and now she does the most natural makeup ever.
Yeah.
That all it does, it just... Like I say, it just polishes
2.0 version of yourself.
It does. It's just, you know, it covers up blemishes, just makes your skin tone out a little bit even. So you still you look like you. You're not like say oranged up and like
full glam.
Yes.
You're not Kim K. It's fine.
It is. You are you.
Exactly.
And that's what you want to look like.
And that's it though. Like I did marketing, like I did my own commercial shoot. I did a marketing shoot in Shrewsbury and I took off all my clothes in the centre of town.
I saw the post. I thought it was brilliant.
And I had my makeup done for it because I was like, I do want my makeup done. But I had my makeup done just to help. Just to help. Just to make it even. You know, I had my lashes done because I always have my lashes done. I don't have anything else done. I get my lashes done, I get my eyebrows waxed, and that's it. We're done.
Yeah.
And I have my makeup done to match how I normally look. So it's just, you know, me.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wore my flat top Martens. I didn't wear heels because I could have easily gone, I'm wearing fishnets, I'll wear heels. But I don't wear heels. I wouldn't wear heels. That's not something I'd wear.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's how you have to be. Like, it's the same as I personally know I needed to do my own empowerment shoot. I hired a photographer to do me the commercial shoot.
Yeah.
And I had to do that because there's no point in me shouting about loving yourself and embracing how you look without any sort of Photoshop and filter and all this.
Yeah.
If I don't do it myself. Yeah. And I remember, like, I got the photos back and I just loved them. I didn't look at anything that I didn't like. I just didn't.
You didn't look at it in a negative way.
I knew I was going to open something. I knew I was going to feel vulnerable.
Yes.
But instead of feeling that way, I kind of sat myself down before I opened them and went, right, okay, so I am naked. I aren't a size 2. I'm curvy. You know, we've got a bit of bubble everywhere. It's fine. And this is just it. And, you know, I think it's real. And when I opened them, I was like, oh my God, I love how I look.
This is the thing I think a lot of brides forget. Now, you see yourself in the mirror, you stand there, you know, in the morning, you got up, you brush your teeth, and you're standing there and you're putting your pants on, and you look and go, oh my God, I hate this part of my body, and I hate that part of my body, and I hate that part of my body. But actually, when your partner sees you, so we're standing there in just your pants, he's thinking, my God.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly.
He's thinking, oh, I could take them pants off right now.
And that's it.
That's the point. And I think when you talk about that Bridget Jones's moment of the big pants, and actually she was a size
got my
12.
big pants on today.
I've got big pants on actually.
I haven't.
The bit that gets me is when she's getting changed underneath the duvet. And he's like, Bridget, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And she goes, well, I don't want you to see my wobbly bits. And he goes, I actually got high regard for your wobbly bits.
Yeah.
That is the point. So what you see yourself is completely different to how your partner sees yourself. And you should be bigging each other up, to be honest. You know, I'm not the smallest person. James is not the smallest person. And yes, we have hang-ups of certain parts. But, you know, I still fancy James, and he'll still fancy me, I'm hoping.
I know, he's like, I'm your child.
And I'm this bit I'm not here for.
But that's it, though.
This is the thing that I think, like, we've had a number of brides that go, I hate certain parts of my body, but I want those natural photos. And for me, it's that little bit of a catch-22. Now, I think if you've got certain hang-ups about, I don't know, your arm for argument's sake,
wear sleeves.
Wear sleeves, but
don't get. Do you know what? Right, if you don't like your arms, right, cover them in tattoos. But if you don't like your arms, why are you not getting a dress that you would wear? You know, bat sleeves, balloon sleeves. You know, lacy sleeves.
Yeah.
You know, flared sleeves. There's so many different types of sleeve. Why are we not going into, you know, the bridal shop and saying, okay, hi, I'm here to buy my wedding dress. Right, I want this.
I don't like these.
I don't like these things, and I don't want this, right? And I think it's not an overnight, like, you won't just wake up and be like, I love myself, right? It's a slow journey, but you need to start looking at yourself in the mirror. Spend time looking at yourself in the mirror and like really look at yourself. And instead of going, I don't like, think about everything you do like.
Yeah.
Because
which is the hardest thing to do.
That's a wonderful way to put it though as well.
Look about what you like. Look about what you like to accentuate, what you like to bring attention to, and what will take away from the stuff that you don't like. So for me, I've never felt as confident as I have now because, you know, I like the fact that people look at me and they don't just see, oh my God, she's got big arms.
Don't judge like that.
Exactly. This is what I'm getting in my head. That's what I think, right? Instead, I know that people look at me and go, oh, aren't they pretty flowers on her arms? Because that's how I think. But then I look at myself in the mirror and I would never, ever, I've started to never say anything to myself that I wouldn't say to my best friend.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I wouldn't ever look in my mirror and say half the things to anyone else in the world, never mind if it's your best friend. I wouldn't say them to anyone else. Why would you say them to anyone else if you're going to say them to yourself? Like the one person you spend every day with, every minute with, is you and your body. Like, why are we not treating them like our best friend, right? I am here, I am alive, I managed to drive here, you know, because of my body. I'm alive, I'm healthy, I'm enjoying my life. Why would I turn around and go, oh my God, I've got a bit of cellulite on my arse? How is that affecting anything? Like how, you know, I've noticed since starting my empowerment shoots and starting my empowerment and having my studio, when I go on holiday, because I like a holiday, when I go on holiday, I can pick out the people at that pool that don't like themselves. And I'm like, oh my God, get rid of that massive swimming costume. Don a bikini. Don't have strap marks. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy yourself. No one here at the pool knows who you are. The amount of times I've jumped in a pool and my bikini's fallen off. should tie it tighter. But I don't even bother.
She does it for Alexa's attention now. It's her attention now.
I don't even go, oh my God, who just saw my... I just think, oh my God, what's the point? Like, I'm never going to meet any of these people again. And I think when we look back at our wedding day, like, I think we should feel the same sort of way.
You should embrace that. And we also, one thing we have is always trust your photographers.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to do something that would
make you feel
uncomfortable or emphasise something you don't like. So we've had a bride recently, didn't like her nose, so she goes, I don't want anything side profile. And I've gone, that's fine. So actually what we tend to do is, rather than doing like a side profile, we just move her head a little bit to make sure it keeps the nose in the line with the...
But also, I had a bride that didn't like her nose, right? And she said that before, because we did the pre-wedding shoot, which I love the pre-wedding shoot, because I'm you know, I want to hang out with you and I may as well just bring my camera, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the pre-wedding shoot, she said, I don't like any of my side profile. And I just turned to her on a wedding day and said, but that's you.
Yes.
That's how other people look at you. I said, you know, I'm here to take candid photos and document your day. You might be laughing and crying and doing all these beautiful things, and you want me not to document it. It's not going to happen. I'm documenting it, right? What you've got to do is just take a breath and just trust me, right?
Yeah.
And she came back and she was like, oh my God, I love my photos because, and she said, but her husband turned around and was like, I see myself. I see how he sees me.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, you can't always be straight in front of somebody. It's physically impossible
you can't.
because lighting, people's heads, the way they're facing, whatever's in the way, you know.
Service, your side profile for me, the back shooter, side profile, always.
For the front.
For the front, yeah, the front. Side profile, most of the time.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And you know, I think we just got to, if there's certain things you don't like, it's a journey to start looking at the stuff you like rather than that. Yeah. So it's not saying, you know, change, go and get a nose job or a boob job or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm saying just less focus.
Yeah.
Like less focus on that.
This tiniest little part of your biggest body, your body. So why are you focusing on that small bit when actually you should be embracing the big bit?
Yeah.
That's what you should be doing.
And no one looks ugly when they're happy. Like, honestly, I've got this one photo. It's kind of blurry and I was very drunk and it's like I just love it. It's me and my cousin, and my cousin is my godmum and she's a bit old, you know, she's 10 years older than me. She's amazing. So I've got this photo that is my absolute favourite photo. And we're both very drunk and it was about midnight and it's just us laughing. We've both got massive chins on it, like full on chins, and we're just laughing. Yeah. But I love that photo of us both. And I know exactly why we're laughing, because we're telling the kids that we're drunk and we're telling the kids, go and get one of them sweets out the bowl at reception. Just keep bringing one back and we'll put them in a bag and we'll give them to school friends. So they needed 30 each. And the woman at reception was like, you're in an all-inclusive hotel, I'll give you a bag of them. And we were like, no, this is entertaining us. And the kids were going every time the reception. And I just remember that. And the photo isn't about how we look. It's that memory and that moment. And then that's what it's so important, to stop looking at a photo and thinking that you're, you know, a model, and start looking at a photo and thinking about that moment and what happened that moment.
That's such an important thing that all of our couples need to kind of get grasp of.
Start
when
thinking.
When you are looking for a photographer, don't just necessarily think about the wow shots that people do. A lot of photographers will put their wow shots on and things like this.
You only see 1% of a photographer's work.
Exactly.
Yeah, you do.
So if you see, you know, you go on we try and put a lot up. We've got sample galleries and stuff. We do that. And there's only so much you can share, because obviously they are people's personal days.
Yes, yeah.
So, you know, only certain bits you can, like, you don't want to be putting a gallery up of 1,000 photos for every single person because the people are going to get overwhelmed. But that snippet and that seeing, and it's not about the shot as such. You know, I include sometimes the lighting's not quite great. There's a bit more like noise in the image. You know, you know, there might be a slight blur because they moved or whatever, and you haven't sorted your settings out, but you've got that moment. Yeah. And that's of somebody, say, granddad laughing hysterically. Yeah. I will include that in a gallery because that is a moment that someone will look back at and go, oh, good on Uncle Roy.
It's not 100% in focus. Like you say, when we're talking about noise to people, obviously, you don't sort of know about photography, it just means it's grainy.
Yeah. It's a bit grain.
It's got a bit of grain.
Yeah.
It's like when a photo, it's a bit too dark and you've put your brightness all the way up so you can take the photo and you just get all that grain.
And, you know, and it's little things like that. It's the same with the empowerment. Like for me, you know, I do say to a lot of brides, if you are struggling, come and have an empowerment shoot. Come and just hang out with me. It's 2 hours, like probably not even 2 hours. I talk a lot, so probably about 2 hours. We have a cup of tea. We just get your clothes out. It's like going to a sleepover. Yeah. So you come, we have a cup of tea, we'll chat a bit, we'll put some music on. You know, there's an awful lot of Lizzo. You will hear me sing and I might twerk. And we get your clothes out and we plan what you're going to wear and we talk about which places in the studio we're going to use. We never go naked like at the start. You know, I always say to people, if you're not happy with how you look, don't try and do an outdoor empowerment shoot to start. If you're, you know, a lot of people come back again and again and then they build themselves up and then we go outdoors.
We've had that. Yeah. So we do boudoir.
Yeah.
And we had one woman, she lost 5 stone, did boudoir. She carried on losing more weight, she lost another 5 stone, did another boudoir. And to document her journey and her weight loss, I think was amazing. Yeah. Was amazing. But funny enough, the boudoir that when we've done boudoir before now, it's women of all sizes, all ages. It is not the I'm size 8, I've got big boobs and I absolutely rock what I look like. That's not it's like,
and that, to be honest, like you get that there are some people that are like that and they're gorgeous, but they're also really, really, really insecure in themselves.
This is it.
Like no one, like I could show you images and I could be like, you know, she's got anxiety, she really struggles, like she was shaking the whole time, like during the shoot. Do you know what I mean? And it's little things like that, and then they relax into it. Like you always see at the start, I would say, don't use your favourite outfit at the start, use your most chilled outfit. You know, we'll ease into it. We're just the start of the shoot always takes the longest. Like the first outfit always takes the longest because it's the outfit we're warming up in. We're chilling, we're chatting, we're just and we start at the front of the studio. We start at the front of the studio where the light and it's neutral and it's pampersy and it's just a bit not scary. And then we move to we'll move further into the back of the studio and then we'll do the bed last. Like it's just moving back. And then at the end I will always say, do you want to get naked? Do you want a naked shoot? Do you want one, you know, literally it'll take 2 minutes.
Because their confidence is built and built and built.
Also, if you turn around and you say no,
not a problem.
Fine. Absolutely fine. But I know a lot of people won't ever ask for it. Yeah. So I always ask them. Yeah. And do you know what? I think only 2 people, and I've done hundreds of women, like only 2 people have ever said no. But they didn't even do underwear. So that's fine. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And you know, that's up to them, that's a prerogative. But then one of them did come back and did have a second shoot and was completely different. And I think that's how important it is. Like I had a lady who she'd gone through really like a traumatic time with, you know, a breakup, and she had a child and she was a single mum and yeah, it was a bit abusive and stuff. And she, you know, she was a bit older and she was like, she thought she was really she was really nervous, but she felt she was stiff in her first shoot. Yeah. She messaged me and was like, I'm so sorry, I felt really awkward and you didn't talk a lot. I felt like I wasn't making eye contact with you. I wasn't being rude. I was just really... And I never saw any of that. But then she got her gallery back and she was like, oh my God, I don't look how I felt at all. Because she was so nervous. Anyway, since then, she's been on holiday by herself. She started dating. She's walked up Cadair Idris and Snowdonia by herself. Her and her child have been abroad by themselves. Completely.
Give you that huge
and
confidence.
just from a shoot. Just from a shoot. Do you know what I mean?
And then when you relay that to a wedding day, I think obviously we do pre-shoots with our couples.
We always do pre-shoot with our couples.
Which we've mentioned this quite a lot of times as well.
For us, we always include in pre-shoot because we want to get to know what they're like as a couple.
Do you know what? It makes your day easier. It makes our day earlier.
100%
but that
easier.
relates to what you just said with what obviously that lady said, that she didn't see herself like that.
Yeah.
So they'll see the pre-wedding photos and everything.
Yeah.
And they'll go, wow, we do it really good.
We have the ones that you go, oh my God, you've made us look good. How good is your camera? You've made us look good.
It's not our camera.
We haven't made you look good. We haven't.
That is who you are.
Yeah.
It's who you are.
It's just who you are.
And I think we're in a day and age now where, photos are so easy to take on your crappy phone, your iPhone. Like, as much as these iPhones have, raw settings and all this jazz, they're still not cameras. Yeah. And the difference is you are still doing this, right?
Well, people are doing that. It's that, or you get the one, they got the camera and they're like this.
Yeah.
So realistically, when people are on the phones, they've got it down, but it's not up here. It's down here.
A lot of women. They think from their angle. When
you first flick onto your camera, it's facing you, and you're down right here in your lap. So people can't watch this. You got it in your lap, and it's facing you, so it's going up, and you're looking down. So you got your,
So for me, that is looking straight at my boobs.
That is just
straight at my double chin.
And that's how your cup of tea sees you, not how real life people see you.
Exactly.
Unless I lay on your lap and then looked up.
If you want to.
But exactly, we'll catch up. But that's it. And I think because we're in a day and age now, whereas I remember, I'm older than you, Owen. I remember
everyone's older than me in this business. Apparently,
use 35mm film for everything. I've always used 35mm. I think I was given my first little 80s camera when I was 8 with film, and photos are different, right? Absolutely. And we're in an age now where I know people are like 23 and they were born in 2000. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. Absolutely mental to me. Exactly.
24 and 99.
Exactly.
Very close.
Absolutely crazy. But you're a different type because you've had cameras around you. Whereas
I've had cameras around me since, how young was I?
You've always had cameras, right? Yeah, you've always had cameras.
That's it. You've had that. So you see a photo and you know a photo.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people who have these camera phones aren't people that know how to take a photo.
Yeah.
Like, they're not photographers.
No.
Like, these people that go, I've got a camera phone, I take an aesthetically pleasing photo of my front room. It doesn't mean you're a photographer. Like, your phone has done everything there for you. Yeah. And just because you're, chucking it into an app, like, to Facetune or whatever to edit, you're not even editing. It's not you doing any of that.
The thing is, though, I think the worst thing now is, and I'm guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this. So actually, those bits are rubbing off on me today. I can take 10 photos, click. Oh, hate that. Delete. Let's try again. Click. No, hate. And it's so easy then just to keep on discarding. Because trying to find that one perfect where you think that you look absolutely amazing, or you've got what you wanted, or you're not half bad actually.
But that's our day and our age of Amazon can come tomorrow if we wanted just a new, pillow for our sofa, rug, whatever.
Right now,
it can come tomorrow. And I think, from a photography point of view, like, can you just move that mug out of the background, please? Can you just move that Sainsbury's bag, because we all hate a Sainsbury's bag because they're orange. Can we just move that out of the shot? Oh, but you can Photoshop it out. Right.
It's not the same.
Right, okay. Point. So we can, but also no.
Yeah.
Right? It takes me less work to move that.
Yeah. Completely.
Right. Why are we becoming them people that it should be an afterthought job? It's the same with ourselves. Why are we an afterthought job of loving ourselves? We tell our, our other halves, we tell our friends, we tell our children, we tell our dogs, oh my God, you're so cute and amazing. Oh my God, I love you. You're so beautiful. We tell them, we don't do it to ourselves. And that's the whole thing with the
So Dennis
just
is going
waiting
to the
for him
window.
Just waiting for him to bark.
Thinking he's going to bark. Come here, Dennis.
Here he goes. Here he comes.
Come on.
You'll
Come on
give
then.
him my feet
There
then,
we go.
please.
Oh, and you got Henry coming as well, and he's got a toy.
And I think that's the whole point of it. It's the same with the empowerment for women. It's about seeing yourself how other people see you.
Yeah.
And honestly, photos on computers and iPads and phones are beautiful, but photos like are having paper is just so much more. It's a piece of art.
This is why we love albums as well. Albums 100%. Are a beautiful way to tell the story of your. Obviously, as a videographer, I'm always trying to tell a story.
Yeah.
For photography, when you see it all there in an album or a full gallery, you can see the story develop through the whole day.
Yeah, I want to go back to sort of one point. We said this isn't just about women; it is also about men as well. We had one couple, lovely couple. We did the pre-shoot. We're doing the pre-shoot, and he normally has a bit of a bit of stubble, bit of a goatee, just stubble really, long stubble, and he decides to have a clean shave for his pre-shoot. And we were doing the pre-shoot, and he was going, I don't like any of them, because we always show the back of the camera because we want that instant feedback, and we need to then work with and know what you like. And he's going, I hate it. And he sat on a bench like this, and he sobbed. He sobbed, and his girlfriend just sat there, didn't comfort him, didn't do anything, and I just wanted to throw my arms around him and going, that's fine. If you don't, let's have a look. What is it? And he's gone, it's the stubble. So we knew then for the wedding, he didn't have a clean, he didn't have a shave, and he obviously loved his wedding photos. But for me, the biggest thing wasn't what he'd changed. It was just the reaction of his girlfriend, because to me, if that was James, oh my God, don't be stupid, you're gorgeous. So, you would throw every compliment to make them feel better and actually...
So Freya's never been a good sleeper, but she started crying one night, and she must have been about 4 or 5, and she started crying, and Dean went upstairs, and he was halfway through shaving his beard, and he has a big beard, and he'd gone like that without a thing on it.
Oh, a bit of a misjudge.
Yeah,
how
he
short
didn't
he
have
goes.
it. Yeah, he didn't have a cap on it. He just fucking went for it. First of all, and
so I did it the other day.
and he went upstairs to comfort Freya, and Freya's initial first reaction, she stopped crying about her bad dream, and she went, "It's okay, Daddy. It's okay. It'll grow back." Her initial reaction, and that is something that I'm like so proud, because I'm like, that is my child. That is what we've gone for, right? Okay, so what you're thinking about yourself is changed. You know, it's that whole, oh my God, somebody else is not feeling that about themselves. And I think that's really important for men and for women. Like, I do the empowerment shoots for women because that's my forte. I don't know how I do it for men.
Yeah.
Maybe Owen can.
You seen these guns?
But like, it's about that, and the same with the pre-wedding shoots. Like, it's so important to have a pre-wedding shoot. Like, it's not about the photos in the end.
It's not.
It's about how you see I work, how I see you are, what works for you, what doesn't.
Yeah. But
it's not just about that. It's about how everything gets sent, how the gallery works at the end, it takes that anxiety away. And I think if you're booking, you know, a photography for your day, stop looking at just price. Like, price should not be a thing, because we've all worked, and we all work very hard. Like, we don't get paid all that money like, we get paid it, but it doesn't, like, we've got to still run our cars, we've still got to get our editing software.
Mortgage.
We've got, like,
bills,
we have to do everything. And it's the same with, you know, it's the same with anything. Like, all that money goes into it. It's the same with, you know, we've got to pay for our Lightroom, we've got to pay for Photoshop, we've got to pay for our galleries, we've got to pay for our website.
We've got to pay for dogs with balls.
We've got to pay for doggies.
He's not watching this. Henry is all over Vix right now. Come on, Henry. Come on. Come on.
Okay.
Good boy.
Chill. And
Come on.
Oh, stay with me.
There we go. There we go.
And that's just it. It's not about the price. It shouldn't be about the price. We shouldn't be looking at price. Okay, yes, you have a price and you have a budget. You have a budget, but let's face it. You have a budget, and the only thing left from your day after is that video and that and the photos. You know, you've eaten the cake. You're never going to wear the dress again. The veil's probably torn or going to be shoved in a bag or go on eBay.
Or can you find it after you've taken it off?
It's gone. A kid's nicked it and it's gone.
Flowers have gone.
Flowers are gone. Unless they're dried, and then you can put them in your front room. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is so much that people think about, and then it gets put as a last thought, the photographer. Oh, I only want to pay a few hundred because, you know, what work is it? What really is it? They're turning up, they've already got the camera, but we've got about 30 grand's worth of kit just lying around. Like, we're paying hundreds of pounds a year on software, insurance, gallery,
training,
yeah.
Storage.
Oh, don't get me started on storage.
SD cards coming out of our eyeballs, but each one is 35 quid, or more, and we're just chucking them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all of that. You know, it's not just about your camera takes good photos. No, you wouldn't say that to a painter. Your paintbrush has painted my wall wonderfully. No. We have to, I
use those.
I gave a couple. So they we want a photo with you. Can we have a photo with you? Give me your camera. I'll take a photo of you. Both photos came out completely out of focus, and I included them in the gallery because I thought, hang on a minute, why wouldn't I include you took that photo? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also to show actually I'm in that photo, so they know I didn't take it.
Yeah.
But actually, that's what my camera does, because it's not got the right. It's my car. If I take the handbrake off and just get out of it,
yeah.
It's not about the camera. It's about who's behind it.
Who's behind it?
I saw another videographer. I saw a post literally I think yesterday on his Instagram. He's another videographer. He put, if get a cheap videographer, you're gonna get a cheap film.
Yeah.
And I think that's.
It's the same with you're going to get
the same way of
gallery.
Thinking about it. It's.
And these people, there's so many people out there. Oh, Uncle Tom or Uncle John or Uncle Bob will do my wedding photos.
Well, the amount of time I see Uncle Bob around with his iPad filming.
But also, like, I have people come. So I've got a family. They're a beautiful family, and they've had family shoots with me when I did family shoots, and they always will. I would always do family shoots for them, and they're such a lovely family. And they both said, we're so gutted that was the one thing we saved money on for our wedding, because we have literally like 3 photos that their uncle took that they actually like.
I know it sounds funny. It's one of those when people turn around and go, I booked a photographer, it's just because I need to get these official photos. And they would rather have friends take the photos. I think that's fine, Why not get a photographer who does that?
Yeah.
Well,
that goes round and takes photos of you.
That does the candids. That watches all day. Like, I watch so much.
We're people watchers.
We watch a lot. Like, when me and Owen do a wedding, like, I will always wait for Owen, and Owen will always wait for me. Yeah. Like, I like working with Owen because he doesn't, like, I've worked with videographers that just go off and do their own thing. There's no give and take. Like, I've done a wedding with a photographer who I set all the bridal details up, and I said, do you want to film it quickly? Do you know what I mean? Before I take them all back. Oh no, I'll set it up how I want. But they're meant to go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And you're meant to have it's the same as I will always say, oh no, Owen's not here yet. Can we not do that yet? Just give me a second. Let me go and get him. Like, what was it? One wedding, I was ringing you, wasn't I?
I think.
And you were like, oh, sorry, I was in the toilet.
I might have been in the toilet, I don't know.
But like, that's it. That's just it. And like, I think you should.
You're just getting some kit out of your car.
Yeah.
It's not set up. Like for us, most times we've just gone. They've gone right. We're going to start speeches. Go. Can you just delay it for 2 minutes? He's just getting his camera set up, making sure that people have got mics on and things like that.
And that's important. And it's important to have a team that work together.
I think,
and work well together. Like there are some videographers I will not recommend and I will not work with because it was difficult. Yeah. I'm not a crier, but I did come away from a wedding crying because of one. And I came away crying, not because they weren't very nice to me, they weren't anyway, but it was because I was like, the video and the gallery are not going to be in sync. No. It's a fight against each other, which it should never be a fight against each other.
No.
I mean, I've worked with these photographers, right? Hawks and Hall, beautiful venue.
Mm-hmm. Stunning.
The couple booked me literally a week before the wedding because they weren't going to persist with video. They weren't too sure about it. I've met them quite a few times at wedding fairs and things like that. So they put everything into photography. These two, $7,000 they cost. But the first question I got asked when I walked through the door, I saw the wedding coordinator said hello. One of the two ladies. How much do you charge? Didn't say hello. Just how much do you charge? Why does it matter what I charge? They're OK magazine people and did this. I'm like
if I always just say to people like I do business mentoring and I do business talks with the Prince's Trust. Like I help young people start their own businesses. They're not photography, they could be anything. And I do one-to-one talks with them. And, you know, I always say to them at the start, no offence, but you're worth nothing. Like they always say charge your worth, but you're worth nothing because you haven't at the start. But if you're, you know, once you've done something 50 times, you are now a master of that thing, right? 50 times. That's not a lot. So say you're, you know, a dog walker. You walked a dog 50 times. You're now a master at dog walking. You've gone through do you know what I mean? You've gone through the stages and you've learned from that. So, you know, once you've shot 50 weddings, charge, do you know what I mean? But also charge your worth as you're doing it. Go up. Do you know what I mean? Shoot them 10 weddings for free. Yeah. Get your foot in the door. Get your content. Learn from it. Absolutely fine. But also, you know, if you're sat down and you're eating your dinner and, you know, and you're a videographer or you're, you know, a singer or whatever, and you're just like, oh yeah, I do this every weekend. I've got a full-time job all week. And, oh yeah, I just charged 30 quid for this or whatever. But I would love to do it, you know, all the time. Why aren't you charging your worth? Because that person probably still would have paid you. Like I have reviews that say, I would pay 10 times what I've just paid you for what you've given me. And I think it's really important to inside yourself, but also charge what sits right with you.
Yeah.
Like you can, if you find that you're sitting at a higher end and you're like, oh my God, this is too much, go down. Like I know I've got a friend who's a equine photographer who put her prices up and then she was like, oh, this isn't sitting right with me. I'm putting them down.
Yeah.
And she put them down, not to a low, but I'm not saying she put them down to like, you know, £100. She put them down to a substantial amount still.
She took a bit off.
Yeah. But she was just not sitting right at that place. Yeah. And we are allowed to do that. And we're allowed to see what sits right with us. like, and I think you shouldn't walk in somewhere and go, how much do you charge? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. But also, don't undercut everyone. If you're in a position where you are talented and you are enjoying it and you do like it, and don't be going below your worth because you're undervaluing everyone else at that point. Like we all sit in the same bracket, which is I like being in that bracket because it's not a super cheap and it's not a crazy. I think we're in a nice bracket.
See, we price our prices for the types of couple we want to shoot. Mm-hmm. Okay, we could probably charge 5, 6, 7, 8 grand.
Yeah,
and the clientele is going to be very different to what we charge.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would be very, very different to what the people that we have now. I want people that when we go to a wedding, we feel at ease. Everyone, they love us, they trust us, we get on, and we are just like the amount of times we were like James the other week had someone turn around and went, "So how do you know everyone's?" He goes, "Well, I don't really. I've met them a few times and everything like that." He goes, "God, I thought you were like good mates." Yeah. That is the type of people we want. We want those that get us, we get them, and
but that's the same
it's all natural and organic.
And I think that's why I do my empowerment. Like I do family shoots for my couples that ask for it, who I've photographed, because consistency, with imagery that they're putting on walls, and you're going back to their houses, and you see their wedding photos, then you see the first, then you see the maternity shoot, and then you see their newborn, and it's lovely to see, and they've got consistency. And also you're going in and you're like, so I did a wedding and last year, and they had a photo on their driveway. They were like, before we go to the village hall, we're going to stop on a driveway and we want a photo on our driveway because we've moved and this is our forever home. And I was like, that's wonderful, we did that. So then this year they've just had another baby, and I went back and I took the same photo but with their second child. So they've got that, and they were like, we want to do this every year. We want to have that photo every year so that we've got that, and that's all we want. Yeah. Like that's just what we want. And I think that's why it's so important when you're like, for me and my marketing, I very much put myself out there. Like it says on my website, I swear, because I don't want to shock people when I turn up. I can't help it. There's no filter. I put my arse on Facebook and Instagram because that's the empowerment side of it. Yeah. And I don't want to shock people. And that's the same as when you're turning up to a wedding and you're meeting them and people are like, "Oh, so you were friends with them?" I get that every time. You get that every time. And it's like, "Oh no, they have just hired me, but we've got to know each other because it's very important." We've all been to that wedding where the photographer has not spoken to anyone.
Awkward.
I don't even tell them I'm a photographer. I don't have a camera. I haven't even got my phone out. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, take photos of me, please. And I think that's really, really important as photographers when we go to weddings to not be I did one wedding and one girl was like, she kept doing this. And I said, "You do realise I've got loads of photos of you anyway, candidly." But I said, "You do realise that like these photos aren't for me, they're for the couple. They want these photos, they want the candid." So we always
like to finish with some top tips. We've done obviously a lot of tips on the way. So name 3 tips you would give to women, give to people, just about empowering themselves, ready for their wedding day, and obviously them.
So first one would be stop negative talking about yourself in the mirror. Just cancel it and say what you like about yourself rather than what you don't. 2, start looking at yourself and realizing what you actually look like rather than the angles you take a photo of. And 3, get rid of that Facetune app, that app that makes your nose smaller, your eyes bigger, your chin's cheeks.
Filters.
Just get rid of filters. Just stop filtering and just really.
I think once you stop filtering, you'll then see the real you.
100%.
That's what you need to do.
The only filters I ever use are colour filters, just on Instagram, that just edit the colour. Yeah. Because I like,
warmer
playing with them. Just playing with them on your Instagram. But the minute they change my face at any point, I'm like, I'm not using that one. Yeah. Because I don't want, if I go to a wedding and you'd be like, "Oh my God, is that her?"
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Look how you look and embrace how you look. Your body is doing, wonders for you. It's helping you, hopefully, and it's healthy, hopefully.
I think it all comes back to then the empowerment, how your photographer can make you feel comfortable on your wedding day.
And trust them.
We trust them, which is what we have said from day dot.
Also, they don't want to take bad photos of you because this is their rep. Like, this is their job. Yeah. They don't want to take bad photos of you because they want you to feel
not just
great.
Photos you don't like. I think from our point of view, we can go, "Oh, that's a bad photo." Yeah. But they go, "No, I love it."
Yeah.
Because like you say, it's not about the photo itself.
It's the moment.
It's the moment that's being captured.
100%.
But yeah, I think that's a great place to end. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
In the description below, I will be putting links to Vic's website and her Instagram as well. So please go check out her empowerment shoots. They are absolutely amazing.
Thanks, Owen.
People who listen on Spotify, please give us a 5-star review. Would be absolutely amazing.
Share the love.
Share the love. Like, drop a comment in below. Again, talk to us about what you want to see. I think this was something that I definitely wanted to get on.
Yes.
Because of what it means to couples and what they need to know going into their wedding. But yeah, thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
See you soon.
Thank you for listening to the JOL Wedding podcast. Share this podcast with anyone you know who is on the journey of planning a wedding. Check out other episodes of this podcast as well as links to our social media platforms at the JOL Wedding podcast.